So here we go again. India versus Sri Lanka. 3 tests, 3 ODIs and 3 T20Is. When the two teams met in Sri Lanka earlier this year, India routed the Lankans 9-0 across formats. Since then, Sri Lanka have turned it around with a historic 2-0 test series win against Pakistan in the UAE, but were whitewashed in the limited overs once more. It is already Sri Lanka's worst ever year in ODIs, having lost 21 out of the 26 played in 2017. So, will there be further damage done on their arrival to India, or can Sri Lanka defy the odds like they did in the tests in the UAE?
Ask Mr. Ashish Nehra because he's right in the middle of that. Let's start with him. Sir, is it a very poor team?
No, I mean, you can't call any team in international cricket like a poor team. Sri Lanka, again, a team like going through that phase. You know, every team has sometimes, you need 2-3 years transition phase. It was with us also. It was like West Indies are not the same West Indies what it was in 1983 or 85 or 86. So Sri Lanka will also take time. They got some good youngsters. You never know in India.
But it appears that India is getting stronger. Our momentum is better at the moment and theirs is going down. It's almost the two worst teams to be put together. One is getting better and one is getting worse.
They've gone to the UAE. They've beaten Pakistan in the UAE.
And I'm sure they gain confidence from that series.
I mean, in the series against India, they just weren't scoring enough runs. And they seem to have the batsmen there who potentially can score runs. Karuna, Ratne, Matthews coming back. And with the confidence of having done well against Pakistan in the UAE, maybe they'll play better.
Give us also credit. We are playing well.
I don't think they can do anything in India.
Yeah,
3-0.
The biggest problem I see with Sri Lanka is they just lack leaders at the moment.
No, as much as Sri Lanka beat Pakistan, it was also Pakistan's batting that kept collapsing.
They didn't chase 130 or something in the first test.
And just before the India series at home, they almost lost a test to Zimbabwe, which says a lot.
That's Sri Lanka, yes.
I mean, with Rangana, like you never know in a test match, let's say or on a 4th day or 5th day, if it's turning and India needs to chase, let's say 250. So who knows? So, I mean, you can't underestimate any team. But like Ajit said, like people like Angelo Matthews, they need to step up.
The other thing is that Rangana, as good as he is in test cricket and what a bowler he's become, 400 wickets and whatnot, but India play him well all the time. He's never had the numbers against India that he does against the other teams. Let's also remember there are going to be some hungry cricketers that are coming back to the team. Ashwin and Jadeja have been out. Ashwin's got a big point to prove.
That's the sad part about Sri Lanka, that they seem to have the players. That's why I keep coming back to leaders. Sometimes you need to look up to people, and they've always had that, whether it's Ranatunga, Arvinda De Silva that time, or Sangakkara, Mahela later on, or Malinga. Somebody to look up to, and not just look up to, but guys who perform.
It is very clear that Sri Lanka, if they have a whiff of a chance of competing, it's only in the test matches.
I think it'll be a huge effort from Sri Lanka if they manage to pull off a test win. One day cricket, they might still, odd one day with their individual
they've lost 16 in a row in one day.
But in test cricket, I just can't see how Sri Lanka can beat India.
Somebody in Sri Lanka has to be making some noise. They've changed some personnel in coaching staff. Mahela and Sangha have joined some sort of, attempt to reignite them. Fact remains that this has gotten so bad, you think it can't possibly get worse.
That's it. We stop here. We've got enough. No.